about you being gone is I can watch the game all day long, and I can stretch my legs out in the bed, extra pillow underneath my head. I don't know why nobody ever told me about the upside of lonely. I got a lot more room for my stuff, and I only have to wash one cup. I can stay up late and play my guitar, and the groceries go twice as far. I don't know why nobody ever told me about the upside of lonely. Your girlfriends ain't ringing the phone off the wall. I never have to hear from that mother-in-law. Ain't cut the grass since the middle of June. I smoke a big cigar up in my living room. Don't know why nobody ever told me about the upside of lonely. Clothes right on the floor, let the trash pile up right by the door. Eat pizza and ice cream 3 times a day, 'cause I ain't worried about watching my weight. I don't know why nobody ever told me about the upside of lonely. Yeah, man, just think about all the good things about you being gone. Stretch out here at home. Hey, man, come on in. Don't mind the muddy shoes on the white carpet. She ain't here. You hungry? Hey, man, I got some food if you want to eat. I got a microwave oven with little pictures on the front of it. Just pick what you want to eat and push the button, and it will cook it for you. Yeah, man, you can smoke that cigar up here in the kitchen. Just use that vase over there. Need something to drink? We got beer, bourbon, whiskey, scotch, Diet Coke, Fanta. Yeah, man, I bet you've been on the road for a minute. Bathroom's right down the hall. Switches on the left, doors on the right. Just remember to leave the lid up. Leave it up. Hey, everybody, welcome to Wednesday Night Live, keeping it swinging. Brian Nova. Right here from our studios in Rancho Mirage, California. Rosetta, sweet Rosetta, in my heart, dear, there's only you. You told me that you love me. Please don't leave me for somebody new. You made my whole life a dream. I wish that you make it come true. Rosetta, sweet Rosetta, please say I am just the one for you. Rosetta, sweet Rosetta, in my heart, dear, there's only you. You told me that you love me, please don't leave me for somebody new. You made my whole life a dream, I pray that you make it come true. Rosetta, sweet Rosetta, please say I'm just the one, dear. Say I'm just the one, dear. Just the one, dear, for you. True story. Woo! One of my old favorite songs called Rosetta. It was written by the great Earl Father Hines and recorded for years by such luminaries as Bob Wills and, of course, my hero, Nat King Cole. So, I hope you guys are having a wonderful Wednesday. It's a little warm down here in Rancho Mirage, I will have to admit. Not only is it warm, it's a little bit humid out there. So we're indoors right now. But to keep in with the tradition, what are we smoking today? Today I have got a lovely Padron. Padron number 4, which is just a wonderful smoke. Courtesy of Mirage Cigar Lounge in Rancho Mirage, California. And they carry all sorts of Padrones and some great cigars down there. So thank you to Kevin and Mike and everybody down there at Padron Cigars. We're going to get to that a little bit later. And you're probably asking yourself, what am I drinking tonight? Well, tonight, we're back up in Napa Valley. Actually, St. Helena to be logistically correct. Up at Long Meadow Ranch. Our friends Ted Laddie Hall and their son Chris are putting out some of the best wines in the country. And today we are featuring their Chardonnay 2018. Award-winning Chardonnay. You guys should check it out. Buy a case or two. And because this is Chardonnay weather right now, folks. In fact, I think the entire month of July should be nothing but Chardonnay rosé, and whatever other kind of age you can get inside there. What else we got to talk about today? Well, you're probably wondering what's going on with the name. Yes, we have rebranded our new show here. Actually, we've rebranded the old show to make it a new show. We are now calling it Keep It Swingin' with Brian Nova on Facebook Live. We will also be going out to YouTube Live and Instagram Live in the weeks to come. And you're probably asking yourself, why did you guys change your name? Who doesn't like guitars, cigars, and jazz, right? Well, I'll tell you who doesn't like it. Facebook doesn't like it, neither does YouTube. You can't talk about tobacco products in the title of your show. So we thought, we still want to do the show. We still want to smoke cigars, and we still want to, have fun and play a lot of great music and bring a lot of great music to all our friends out there. So we're changing the name. It's called Keep It Swingin', but everything else is going to stay the same. We're going to have some great guests, which, by the way, I should mention to you guys, today we have two wonderful guests with us this evening. We have with us the legendary Billy Valentine will be joining us in just a little bit. And also, the clothier to the stars will be joining us. The one and only Mr. Randy Willard will be joining us too, from parts unknown here in the desert. So we're really looking forward to that. I think I've covered most of our information here that I got to cover right now. In fact, I'll tell you what, folks. I'm going to change out of my little Benedetto. By the way, a big shout out to Benedetto, Howard, Paul, and all our friends over there in Savannah. Hope you're well. Hope you're safe. Hope everything is copacetic for you. They make the best guitars in the world. Guitar here is my Takamine that I'm going to do a couple tunes on here with you, for you, I should say. It's a beautiful tune written by George and his lovely wife, Ira Gershwin. It's wonderful, marvelous, that you should care for me. Softly nice, it's paradise. It's what I like to see. You make my life so amorous. Who can blame me for feeling carnivorous? Riverous, it's wonderful, marvelous, that you should care for me. Wonderful, marvelous, that you should care for me. It's awfully nice, it's paradise. It's what I like to see. You make my life so glamorous. Who could blame you for feeling amorous? Or blame me? It's wonderful, marvelous, that you should care for. That you should care for. that you should care for me. True story, folks, true story. Great tune. It's wonderful by the great Ira and George and Ira Gershwin. And it's one of my favorite tunes. I especially like it as a bossa nova. I like anything like a bossa nova, as you know. All right, well, listen, I think I'd like to move it along here, and we've got such a wonderful special guest coming up with us tonight here. My man, Billy Valentine, a dear friend of mine that I'm very honored and humbled to be able to call him my friend, and even more humbled when I get a chance to share the stage with them and make some wonderful music. You know, Billy's a multi-talented, multi-level musician, vocalist, has traveled all over the world spreading his music. You can hear his voice, in fact, on shows like Son of Anarchy and on the hit TV show Boss and Legal. In fact, that's his voice that opens and closes that show every night when Boss and Legal was on, and I know some of us are still watching it. Billy started his career many, many years ago as a opening artist for Donny Hathaway and Roberta Flack in the 70s, and he was even the lead singer, if you remember, the Young Holt Unlimited Band. Boy, is one of my favorite bands. Philly, PA, I believe. Billy and his brother went on to form a duo called the Valentine Brothers, and they toured for over 15 years, and they co-wrote a really great hit. It was a big hit called Money's Too Tight to Mention. I bet you many of you remember that tune there. In fact, it was covered by Simply Red in the mid-'80s. Billy's been in films. Billy has toured the world. His singing talents have been asked and been granted and graced with such producers, writers like Jerry Geffen and Mark Isham, Burt Bacharach, and Hal David. And it's just a treat to have him here with us this evening. And in fact, what I'd like to do before I bring Billy on is I'm going to play a little video of a tune we did that I think is one of his signature tunes. It was made famous, of course, by both our heroes, the great Nat King Cole. And here is Billy and myself doing a version of Mona Lisa. Check it out.
Mona Lisa, Mona Lisa, men have named you. You're so like the lady with the mystic smile. Is it only 'cause you're lonely they have blamed you for that Mona Lisa strangeness in your smile? Do you smile to tempt a lover, Mona Lisa? Or is this your way to hide a broken heart? Many dreams have been brought to your doorstep. They just lie there, oh, and they lie there. Are you warm? Are you real, Mona Lisa? Or just a cold and lonely, lovely work of art? Do you smile to tempt a lover, Mona Lisa? Or is this your way to hide a broken heart? Many dreams have been brought to your doorstep. They just lie there, oh, and they die there. Are you warm? Are you real, Mona Lisa? Or just a cold and lonely, lovely work of art? Mona Lisa, Mona Lisa.
Billy Valentine.
Thank you, Brian.
Here we go. All right. Well, that is the great Billy Valentine, and we've got him on the line here, so I'd like to have him join us here. Billy, you there?
I'm here, Brian.
All right, man. We're going to bring you on. There it is.
All right.
Billy, so good to have you here.
Good to be with you.
Man, how's things?
Well, things are good. Things are really good. I'm just staying at home, man. That's where I've been, you know. And and I don't have nothing to do but work around the house or work on myself.
Gotcha. Well, that's pretty much what we're doing around here, too.
Well, it's good to be with you. I've been watching the show. I've caught you a couple of weeks, and I saw my good friend Kurt Elling and Shelley Berg and everybody. Man, it was just fantastic.
We've been pretty lucky to have such great players with us. Hey, listen, man, you sounded so good singing one of my favorite songs, Mona Lisa. What was the first time you got a chance to sing that tune? Do you remember?
Well, I got to tell you, it was probably 35 years ago. You know, I started doing weddings, and it was one of the songs that when you sat people down after they've danced and they're getting ready for the main course, Mona Lisa or Stardust was songs that you did to settle everybody down, you know. So and it was requested, so I learned it. And I fell in love with Nat and everything else about it that he does, you know.
Boy, I bet. Well, I did too. I remember the first time I heard Matt, he was singing Route 66.
Yeah.
And I thought, oh man, I've been spending the rest of my life chasing after it.
Well, I always say I stand on the shoulders of a lot of guys.
We all do.
Yeah.
We all do.
Yeah.
Hey, listen, what do you got in the hopper? You got some recordings planned or some tunes you might have written you want to release?
Well, I'm just starting to, I'm thinking of doing some recording here in the near future, but I'm just putting together material right now.
Oh man.
To do that. You know, I've got access to the right cats.
You sure do.
And so I just want to make the right record. You know, as you get older, you become more in tune with yourself. So you hope to be able to put that out there. You know, the way it should.
I'll tell you that last record you did with Jeff Silbar.
Oh,
boy, that was smoking.
Timing is everything. It's called.
Yeah, yeah. Now, what was the concept there? You guys kind of picked, like, not British rock songs, but kind of a wide plethora of tunes, right?
Well, the thing of it was, I've been writing with Jeff for, I've been writing with him for over 20 years. I remember
no kidding.
When he had his first child, he and his wife, and we wrote a song called "Give Him Roots," and that was our first song together. And since then, we have written quite a few songs, and so they were basically all recorded. And I think I wrote half of them with him, and then we just chose songs that he had written that I loved. And that's how that record came together.
I guess for some of our fans out there, I should probably tell everybody that Jeff Silbar is a world-renowned, multi-Grammy winning songwriter. He wrote the song "The Wind Beneath My Wings,"
Right.
for instance, and so. And Billy and he collaborating. That's. I bet you guys have come up with some great stuff.
I tell you, man, we're sussing through it all the time because we forgot about some things. You know?
You guys probably forgot about more tunes than the rest of us ever wrote.
Well, you know, Jeff, I consider myself somewhat of a novice songwriter, but Jeff Silbar he's a guy that wakes up in the morning writing and go to bed writing. You know,
I bet
he's written with so many people, and he's a pro. He's a real pro.
Well, listen, I got another video I want to lay on folks. Can you stick around with us for a minute?
Absolutely. I'm gonna have a little shot of tequila.
There you go. There you go. We have a tune that I think was one of the first songs we ever did together, Billy. "Cry to Me."
Yeah.
And
Solomon Burke.
Solomon Burke. And "Nobody Sings Like You." So check out this next song we put together featuring Billy Chorus, being helped out by the great Terry Miller and Andy Fraga Jr. on the drums. Check out "Cry to Me." Here we go, Billy. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yo, baby, leave you all alone. Don't you feel like crying? Don't
Yeah, baby.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got yourself a little cigar there, right?
Ah, yeah.
Yeah. Hey, listen, I remember you told me a story where you wrote some songs. Was it with the Neville Brothers or for the Neville Brothers?
Yeah. Yeah. I actually wrote. Actually, they recorded 5 songs that I had recorded that I wrote with a dear friend, Bob Thiel Jr. and Phil Roy, and we were a team. We used to call ourselves the three guys, and we wrote songs for the Neville Brothers, and we wrote a song for Ray Charles called "My World," and which turned out to be the title of the album. I was really fortunate, and he won a Grammy for a song feature from that album. But we also had a couple of we did songs for the Five Heartbeats. We had one of the main songs in there called "Heart Is a House for Love," and that Bob Thiel, and Bob Thiel's father, by the way, was
no kidding.
You know who he is, right?
Oh yeah.
Bob Thiel Sr., who worked with Louis Armstrong and everyone, but so many people. He was an A&R guy from New Brunswick Records, and he signed Buddy Holly.
No kidding.
Oh yeah. So Bob Thiel Sr. was like the Quincy Jones guy of that era.
Yeah.
And Bob Thiel Jr. is a friend of mine who been a friend of mine for close to 40 years.
Oh man.
So we did the Neville Brothers stuff and became good friends with Aaron and Cyril, who has a voice that's very close to my sound.
Really?
Yeah, Cyril he cut up, man. And
if you say
Aaron,
so, I believe it.
And Aaron is just a sweetheart. He's a sweetheart.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's always seemed like such a dichotomy for me, because on one side he looks like so big and mean and like he just wants to kill somebody. Then he has this angelic voice that comes out.
Well, he embraced me, and I'll always love him for that. He just took me in his heart, and it was just a beautiful thing. Like I say, I stand on a lot of shoulders.
We all have, Billy. We all have, and I tell you, it is nothing more fun for me than to be rubbing shoulders alongside of you when we're playing music. It's the most exciting place to be.
Well, Brian, you're one of the best guitarists I've ever worked with, so I can say that it's been a pleasure for me too.
Wonderful. So we're going to close this up with a beautiful tune that Billy sang and I played guitar on. Hoagie Carmichael's Stardust. Billy, thank you so much for joining us tonight. We so appreciate it.
Hey, it's been a pleasure, Brian, and I hope you'll have me back again sometime.
Oh, we will, real soon. I'll have you back as soon as you want.
Well, now that I've got the recording under my belt a little bit, so it'll be a little easier next time.
I think you got to figure it out. I think you're on top of it. Hey, listen, you make sure you give Amy a big hug for us, will you?
Absolutely.
All right, man. So check out this video of the great Billy Valentine singing Stardust.
Say hi.
Now the purple dusk of twilight time spills across the meadows of my heart. High up in the sky, little stars climb, always mine. You wander down the lane and far away, leaving with me a song until I die. There's now the stardust of yesterday, the music of the years gone by. Sometimes I wonder why I sing these simple songs. The melody haunts my revelry, and I am once again with you. When our love was new, and each kiss an inspiration, oh, but that was long ago. Now my consolation is in the stardust of a song beside the garden wall. When stars are bright, you are in my arms. The nightingale tells his fairy tale of paradise where roses bloom, although I dream in vain. In my heart it will remain, my stardust melody, the memory of love's refrain. Beside the garden wall, when stars are bright, you are in my arms. The nightingale tells his fairy tale, a paradise where roses bloom, although I dream in vain. In my heart it will remain, my stardust melody, the memory of love.
Beautiful, Billy.
Yeah, thanks, Brian.
Man, oh man, oh man, that was the great Billy Valentine singing Hoagie Carmichael's Stardust. Woo! I never get tired of hearing that. We're hearing that some folks are having a little hard time getting some of the a cappella videos. We've got massive bandwidth on our side, so we're trying to figure out the problems here, but we've crossed all our T's and dotted our I's, and we've got hard wires into our routers, so we're hoping to get this all figured out. But our next guest is all queued up and ready to go. You know, since 2011, Randy Willard has been on the forefront of bespoke clothing and custom men's fashion. Randy works primarily with high-level executives and leading businessmen in several different industries, including the Forbes 500 list, athletes, sports, entertainment, finance, technology, and even now and then, a musician or two. What makes him separate and separates him for the best from everybody else, makes him the best and separates him from the rest, is that he has a very unique style. I know I'm a lifelong customer of Randy, and he knows how to put a style together so that it feels like it's me rather than me trying to chase a fashion or trying to just look like somebody else. He tries to put it together so that you really feel like you're falling into your own self. You're crawling into your own skin, and you're crawling into your own clothes, and you're starting to develop your own look. And Randy's just the absolute master at that. In fact, I've got a great little video for you to check out with a couple of entertainment athlete stars that you might recognize, along with Randy. So check out this video.
Looks like you have the bar's full attention tonight.
Maybe it's the hair.
Maybe it's a suit.
Your appearance is your personality. If you like what you're wearing, your personality reflects it. Your style is the first thing people see. Your image is what they remember. And I don't care about what everyone else is wearing. I care about what you're wearing. Discovering your style through your personality is what we do. So don't just be noticed. Be remembered.
Clothing for gentlemen, by a gentleman, is an experience you owe yourself.
It's so much better. Hey, all right. What a great commercial for a great guy. And we've got him all queued up here. We're going to bring on my pal and clothier to the stars, the one and only Mr. Randy Willard. Randy, there you are.
We finally made it, didn't we?
We finally made it. We tried to do this a couple weeks ago, and, you know, who knows what happens.
I've been looking forward to hanging out with the incomparable Brian Nova.
The feeling is mutual. Now, listen, why don't you tell everybody where you're at right now, because that's an awfully good-looking background you got there.
Well, for those of you that don't know it, I'm an avid cigar guy. So you'll see it. We're front and center here tonight with Brian and me. The only difference is I'm lit and he's not. But
but that's usually that way anyway, right?
Again, that's usually the way
You're
it goes.
You're usually lit and I'm not.
Right. So no, I decided to just kind of grab, since the desert is pretty hot and a little bit too warm and fuzzy these days, to use the backdrop of our private lounge here at the Mirage Cigar Lounge that Brian and I belong to here in Rancho Mirage.
Yeah, man, it's looking good. Well, please give a big hi out to Kevin and Michael down there and everybody else whoever might be working tonight at the Mirage Cigar Lounge.
I will do. Hopefully they're checking this duet out right now.
I hope so too. So what's up? What's new? What have you been up to? What's on the forefront of men's clothing that you see happening after, especially after COVID?
Well, I've been. I think I'm done with rehearsing my quarantine outfit. I've kind of like I've exhausted all of those slumlord beach looking
Pajamas.
You know, yeah, you know, the attire that actually I'm kind of drawn to it now. But you know, the last 90 days, it's been as it has been for everybody, a confusing time, not knowing, you know, should I go left, should I go right, and I think we're still in that spot right now. But I've been working on different ideas for the business model. Again, for those of you checking us out here for the first time, I'm Randy Willard, but the brand is The Man Makes the Suit, something that I've hung my hat on over the past probably 5 to 10 years, and increasingly doing so because I firmly believe that it's the man that makes the clothes and it's not the other way around. So we've been working on some new ideas and trying to keep the excitement level going with social media a little bit by posting. In the month of April, I did a tribute to a number of my clients where I had really great photography, or should I say real good photography, the best I could come up with, because I spent a lot of time and effort trying to shoot outfits both on some of my clients as well as myself. So I did a tribute in April to the best of the best. Every day I was posting something about somebody, just acknowledging them and the relationship I've had with them and the experiences that have been just really, I've been very, very blessed to have known some of these people. And so that was April. And May we started to get back slowly at it a little bit. But we're working on some new ideas and perhaps coming out with in the next year or so some things on the internet where besides those that want to have me come in and make them an outfit or coordinate their wardrobe, which dominates my time a lot, is they'll be able to buy maybe some product online that will help them be a part of the family. The Man Makes the Suit.
Man, that sounds fantastic. I wasn't too long ago that I was over at your shop in La Quinta. And are you guys going to be, how does that work with COVID going on right now?
Before you go any further, I wanted to, because I thought about this earlier. I had an amazing night, you doing your solo number at the Ella Fitzgerald tribute at the McCollum. I want to tell you, it's amazing. And the other people that were there that were with us loved it. You are amazing. That solo
Dude, thank you. Well, that was just that was a lot of vodka, or maybe it was tequila that night. I can't really remember.
There are things to come.
Exactly. Thank you. Yeah, that was a great night. We, we've been talking about the last few weeks about our Ella Live 100 show live at the Apollo, and we've been taking it on the road. And we did a show here. In fact, it was the last gig, believe it or not, that I played. It was February 29th at the McCallum Theater here in town, and that was it. I mean, it's like March 1st, everything's gone.
Yeah, it's been like we got hit from the year 1412, the Black Plague or something. I mean, it's like the sort of thing we read in history books that never thought would ever occur, and we're living in it right now.
Oh, Randy, I'll tell you that. I remember talking to you that night because we were backstage, and you just made me this beautiful black suit. You know, we did a black suit with white shirt, tie, and we're backstage yakking it up, and somebody says, "Oh, what's on your schedule next?" And on February 29th, I had like 2 tours to Japan. I had a Europe tour,
right.
All kinds of gigs, big band gigs booked all throughout the summer. And it was literally like 48 hours later. It felt like, at least, I'm sure it was more like a week, but it felt like woke up the next morning and canceled, postponed, canceled. So.
No, it's been quite the time, but I always enjoy listening to you, and I'm glad we've set this time aside to connect here on your show.
I am too. Listen, man, please give everybody a hug down there for me, especially your lovely wife, Carolina, and whatever other Colombians are running around.
Pom-pom girls that are in the background.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
For you and I right now, the Colombian ones. You want me to hug
Colombians,
them?
yeah. Give all the Colombians a big hug for me, too, while you're down there.
Absolutely.
Randy, thank you so much, man. We'll talk to you soon.
You're the best. You're always.
You are too, brother. You are too. Keeping us looking good.
Life for everybody. Keep it up.
You too. Take care. All right. So, Man, what a guy. Randy Willard. And you can check him out at randywillard.com. The man makes the suit. Great guy. If you guys are looking for something new to spice up your outfits, Randy is the guy. Hey, I'll put a shout out about what we're going to have next week. Next week, I've got a really dear pal and fantastic vibraphonist, fantastic pianist, musician extraordinaire, Mr. Michael Hatfield's going to be joining us next week. And he is, with some other pals of ours, Rob and Mary Moore and some other guys, are putting together a program up in the Bay Area called Music in Place. And you'll get to hear more about that next week. We'll be talking about it. It's a really exciting program that they're doing for musicians up there. And I can't wait to hear about it and hopefully get involved in one way, shape, or form. And of course, we're going to have some other special guests. And we'll be joined, of course, by the trio, Terry and Andy, I'm sure. I want to give a big shout out to, of course, Benedetto Guitars. My man, Howard Paul, and everybody over at Benedetto. They make the best jazz guitar on the planet, and I'm so proud and humbled to be playing one. Big shout out to Benedetto. Also, a big shout out, of course, to my lovely Missoni, who is running the show back there, and I couldn't do it without her. Thank you, sweetheart. And of course, our doggy, Ellington, who's actually in a depression right now because he has not been getting out for his daily walks since it's been so hot. So he's sort of having a strike. He's not doing any more. We're going to try to get him to do a report next week. You know, we'll work on him. I got to talk to his agent. What else do we have to talk about? Next week, we're going to, like I said, we'll have Mike Hatfield, and who knows what kind of cigar we'll be smoking. So I'd like to close out this evening with a video that we just did with with Terry and Andy. Andy Fraga on the drums and Terry Miller, of course, on the bass. Everybody's been asking for some more Hawaiian music. This next song was written by the great Kui Lee. A lot of people don't know who Kui Lee was, but he was a wonderful singer-songwriter in Hawaii in the 60s and early 70s and wrote some beautiful tunes. And he wrote a lot of silly stuff like One Paddle, Two Paddle, and Pearly Shells. I believe he's a co-writer on Tiny Bubbles. But he wrote a beautiful song that's been recorded by hundreds of people, including luminaries like Frank Sinatra and Elvis Presley love this tune. And I love it. It's one of my favorites. It's called I'll Remember You. So give it a listen. Summer is gone. I've been lonely, oh so lonely, living only to remember you. And I remember you, your voice as soft as a warm summer breeze, your sweet laughter, mornings after, ever after, I'll remember you. To your arms someday, I'll return to stay. Till then, and I'll remember too, every bright star we made wishes upon. Love me always, promise always. Ooh, you'll remember too. always. Ooh, 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 ooh. You'll remember too. You'll remember too. I'll remember you. All right, here we are. Well, Ellington did want to make a quick appearance here on camera. That's it. He says, "Dad, my agent is not paying for this." Anyway, I also want to give one big shout out to Uncle Ted, and Long Meadow Ranch. Uncle Ted and Laddie. This is some of Ellington's favorite Chardonnay. And so, anyway, thank you guys all for joining us tonight. And I hope you guys have a great week. I hope that you get a chance to get out and do a little walk and get a little fresh air while you can. Spread a little kindness out there. And just remember to always keep it swinging. About you being gone is I can watch the game all day long, and I can stretch my legs out in the bed, extra pillow underneath my head. Don't know why nobody ever told me about the upside of lonely. I got a lot more room for my stuff